I almost feel like I could use a break. But then I checked and I realized it was too early for a break. So that's why we're going to move on to a little something. We're going to check out some Zeldas that are on Sega systems. And I was struggling to find a logo for this thing. And so I made one. But I considered calling this segment Genesis, what Nintendo Genesis. So we're going to go with this logo instead because I think this works better. So allow me to explain this because it probably needs a little bit of explanation at least. So Zelda was popular, and Sega wanted to make some stuff that was similar to Zelda so that people could play that on their systems, I guess. And also they really wanted to make games that were very close to Zelda, but yet not too close. However, some of the games got very close. That's it. Now, this was a suggestion from someone, and there was a thread on Reset Era by Mama Robotnik that details most of these games with pictures and stuff, and it made this whole segment possible and easy. So that's where the idea came from. Mama Robotnik. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know if this is a good website or not. I think the chat just told me I'm not supposed to like this website. Got it. Thanks. Cool. All right. Now, while I'm doing that, I'll show you one of these games. We'll get started. All right. First game, I think, is probably the most egregious knockoff. And again, don't expect all bad games. There we go. This is Dragon Quest's... Oh, what the hell is this thing? No, not Dragon Quest. What am I saying? This is Golden Axe Warrior. Same thing. Same thing. Sega 1991. Okay, so if you've seen The Legend of Zelda, then this might look a little familiar. And again, some of these games are going to be good. But I haven't played any of them, so I don't know. We'll have to find out together. Yeah, these games were all released. Okay, so Death Adder and stuff. Alright, now... Do you remember when James Cameron was interviewed about Terminator Genesis? Which is a fitting name. And he goes, I look at the screen and I begin to see things that I remember. Begin to see things that I recognize. That's kind of how I feel right now. This is really, close. So you get 4 enemies to a screen on the overworld. You have a blank overworld map. To let you know, this game came out in 1991. The original Zelda came out, what, 90, or 90, 87 or 86? 86. So we have, the tile set looks very similar. You have the same, like, the stabby poke sword. 3 hearts. Everything's in place. All the elements are here. Now I just need to find a dungeon. The way the enemies pop in. Oh, what kind of enemy is this? That shoots things from the water. A spitting fish merman. Definitely not a Zora, probably, I don't know. Sora? I just accidentally found the first dungeon. I wish this dungeon was inside of a tree. But since it's not, I'm good. That's really, really good gameplay, though. You know, it's a little fast. I'm used to Link controlling... I mean, I'm used to my vaguely elvish character controlling a little bit more sluggish, but, you know, this game's a little faster overall. Pretty decent. I would say if you had only a Sega Genesis, then you know what? You could do a lot worse than this for your Zelda fix, so far. I don't know if it's any good through, you know, throughout the whole thing, but I don't hate playing it. For comparison purposes, I'm gonna play a little bit of the original Zelda right off the bat, just so you know what I'm talking about. There's actually some Zelda 2 and Link to the Past clones in here, too. But, yeah, I mean, look at the dungeon. It's dungeony. But the question is, Vinny, this is Master System. Sorry, I meant, I misspoke. Master System. The question is, though, how did they rip off Binding of Isaac 20 years before Binding of Isaac came out? More than 20. A slime machine, perhaps? That's a good question. We don't know. So I won't be able to feature these games for too long. And again, this isn't going to be the wackiest of stream segments for a Sunday. It's going to be more just interesting, educational, kind of fun. Also, this game's kind of hard. I will say, right off the bat, maybe it's because things are faster, maybe some of the hitboxes are a little big. But overall, I'd say that this is a pretty solid clone, and I don't really have a lot bad to say about it so far. Allow me to now show you what the original Legend of Zelda looks like. I know 98% of you know what Zelda looks like, but for those that don't, and just for people who need a refresher, here's a couple seconds of it. Technology is amazing, isn't it? Oof. God. That noise. Piercing. It's fucking piercing. I grew up with this game. And probably played it with some level of, like, sickening compulsion. And the cartridge's battery wouldn't always, save properly, so there were times where I would, like, you know, put the cartridge in, and my save files would be deleted, so I just have to play through the whole thing all over again. Didn't bother me. I mean, it sucked, but the game was just, like, really unique and fun. It was, like, the best adventure game that was on the NES. And I liked it more than Zelda 2 for a while. And then I don't know what happened. I guess I got hit in the head a couple times. But anyway, you can see how the enemies, like, pop in a dust cloud. And here's the dungeon. You can see that there's a little bit more of a kind of slower pace to the game overall. And, you know, you kill skeletons, you get keys. It's good. still a good game. I would still recommend it, obviously. I mean, fucking obviously. But what if you only have a Sega? What if your mom only lets you have a Sega? What are you gonna do? Well, I got you covered. I actually know how to answer that question. You just die. No, you play you play Golden Axe Warrior, or you play other such video games like, oh, I don't know, Valley of Doom. I don't even have that one. Hey, Nary, could you, oh, wait, no. No, I got it. It's called Golvellius. Oh, also, thank you to Narold for helping me with tonight's features, as usual. So this is much closer to the release of the original Zelda. And, Golvellius... But it says here that it was also called Valley of Doom. So this is the first... I think this is the first Zelda clone. Vinny, thank you to me for my email. You're welcome. Was that you, Laxoon, that sent me this? Thou art heading for the valley empty-handed. What? Emptied-hand... That's not a good idea. Take this sword and these boots. They may be of great benefit. Now, onwards. Wait a minute. This is a lot more Zelda 2 than 1 so far. Rope Snake? I just killed Rope Snake. Oh my. Wow. Did Zelda 2 rip this off? Big Rope Snake. Huh. Well, it's also pretty good for what it is. Kinda solid. I think I would have liked this as a kid. Like, I only had Nintendo. And I remember one time, my dad came back with a Sega game. It was a dinosaur game. From Blockbuster Video. And I couldn't play it. And he didn't understand why. He was like, you have a Nintendo. I said, I don't have Sega. He goes, Sega makes Nintendo. And then he had to return it. So do we just have infinitely spawning enemies that are annoying to kill and attack you from all angles? Well, that makes the game less good. A little cheap. A little fucking cheap, I'm not gonna lie. I like the Zelda 2 segment even better than the Zelda 1 segment. I guess this game didn't have a password save. Or a battery, you know, those were more expensive. I don't know if you could do that with Master System cartridges, could you? Randar. Increase thy power for thee. Fare thee well. Nice flowery language you got going on there. Are people thinking that's a doodle dip? I don't get how you could fuck up the enemy situation this bad. Like, I just started the game, and we already have infinitely spawning enemies that spawn like 2 feet away from you. Okay. Yeah, I don't know if I like this game as much anymore. They're just trying everything. They're just throwing everything at the wall. We got a shooter segment coming up. There's a sports moment. It becomes a Metroidvania 2/3 through. What killed me? Wait a minute. Oh. Oh, well that's what killed me. So you can't get too close, otherwise the thing will spawn on top of you with no warning. Nah. No. Two bosses? How come your mom lets you have two bosses? For those watching on Full Sauce like a year from now, you can imagine what the chat is saying in relation to this monster. And it's not that I didn't think it, but I tried to have a little bit of restraint. Gee, Bill. Yeah, I don't know. Kind of Zelda in some ways, in other ways not too much. It's Zelda-esque, and then Zelda 2 came out and was kind of similar to what this game does in the side-scrolling segments. It's not too bad. I probably still would have played through this. Oh, that doesn't give you max power, that just restores what health you are missing. Seems more highlight. Yeah. Well, what was the game? I think it was a TurboGrafx 16 game that was actually kind of really good and much more similar to Zelda than some of these. Newtopia. When Newtopia came out on the Wii Virtual Console, I actually played the fuck out of that. Newtopia is not a part of this collection because this is all Sega stuff. This is Sega trying to get that Zelda magic. But Newtopia was legit. In fact, I'd say that Newtopia... I think Newtopia is a damn good Zelda game. So that's that game. And then, Sega had a response to Zelda 2, apparently, with this game. So we just saw something more Zelda 2-esque, but Wonder Boy and Monsterland. Now, didn't this just get released on... Like, was there a remake of this game on the Switch, or am I thinking of something else? This has 2 remakes? Another rope snake? Huh. It's a spiritual successor? There was a remake on Steam, too? Okay. Still no Zelda 2 remake, though. And again, not every knight game... Not every game where you have a sword and shield is a Zelda clone. But this did come out just after Zelda 2, and it seems like it drew some inspiration from it, let's say. They bet on the wrong horse. However, it's probably got its own identity. People in chat are saying it's a good game. Spellcasting mechanics are similar, apparently. You know, the fuck? I was hoping they would be friendly mushrooms. cloth boot. Yeah, I would have played this. I mean, Nintendo had, you know, had a lot of good stuff, and I don't feel like I missed out. But let's say there's an alternate dimension Vinny that grew up with a Master System and a Genesis instead of Nintendo. If I played games like this, I would have been happy. Ah. Someone just said we'd have more Sonic emotes or Sega emotes. It's true. Someone will be beyond the wall. Okay, stop that. Okay, this motherfucker's kind of cheap. Every game needs an annoying death sound. Almost dead? Annoy the player. Like, why are there bosses? Like, between this and the previous game, there are just bosses in the middle of just random places. Seemingly. Better sword. Broadsword. Leather armor, shield nothing, bomb, gauntlet. Yeah, this definitely has its own identity. Let's see what's up here. Yeah, I guess, you know, again, I see it feels a little bit like Zelda 2 in some ways, but also Zelda 2 had its own thing going on with the ducking and the swordplay. There was like a physics. This kind of just feels like its own thing, with a vague influence. That's why we'll move on now to Axe Battler. Legend of Golden Axe. Battler. That's how you say it. Another spin-off from the Golden Axe franchise, Axe Battler brought many of the Zelda 2 mechanics to the Game Gear with impressive results. Says Mama, what was it, Robotnik? I had a Game Gear. This is the only Sega thing I owned, and I sold it because the battery life was insulting. And also, the only games I had for it were like Sonic Spinball and Ren and Stimpy. And I couldn't get past the, like, level 2 of Spinball. And Ren and Stimpy was very bad. Isn't the battery life the same as the 3DS and Switch? I don't remember it being that good. Game Gear battery life. 3 to 5 hours with 6 AA batteries. I didn't have a recharge. That's the problem, I didn't have a rechargeable battery pack, so I just had to keep going through batteries. You would think that, you know, eventually my parents would just buy me the rechargeable battery pack, but I didn't like the system enough to want that. And then, hang on a minute, let's see, Game Boy battery life. Original Game Boy was 10 to 30 hours, but what was the, how many batteries did the original Game Boy need? 2 or 4? 4, okay. Well, I mean, it's, you know, better overall, but... Okay, I see. Oh, that noise, though. That noise. That fucking noise. This is much more Zelda 2, down to the fucking seizure-inducing, glowing flashing screens. So yeah, world map, and then it just switches over to the side-scrolling battle. Except in Zelda 2, you get to see the enemies. You know, on the map. A lot of times you can't escape them, but... Wow. Yeah, even so, like, this still has its own thing going on. Part of the reason Zelda 2 feels unique is the sword was just a quick stab, and it was, like, kind of short range. And Link had this kind of momentum, kind of like Mario had. Oh. Is that an artichoke? This actually kind of reminds me more of ActRaiser. Oh. Well, looks like my dude is dead. But yeah, I mean, you kind of get the idea. Pretty decent, though. I mean, the visuals are nice for Game Gear. And, I feel like this is another game I probably would have enjoyed. But then you have... Oh, then you have a really interesting one here. So this next one is more a ripoff of Link to the Past, and it came out in 1994 on the Genesis. Crusader of Centy. Centy. Those Genesis sounds. No one knows where or when these creatures came to be. Cool, so 1994. I already see the Link to the Past. Oh, absolutely. Yep. Happy birthday, Link. You did it. Here's your sword and shield. Enjoy yourself. It is the law of this land to hold the sword and go battle when a boy turns 14. Jesus. Wow, I want a sword too. I can't wait till I hit the big 1-4. Everyone came for you. Oh, it's my birthday? I have a sword too, not a rusty one like that. It's a brand new sword. Happy birthday, Link. That is a beautiful sword. That sword animation, so smooth. But yeah, this sprite work. Pixels. These pixels. Huh? Fireworks. Someone leaving today. So it's influenced by Link to the Past, I feel, but it kind of is really nice looking. Atlas made this. It's legit. Yeah, as I said when I started this, these aren't all, like, just awful rip-offs. These are, you know, good games, too. But I think some of them are gonna end up being a little rough. just the sword just feels like a Flash game. Does that... That statement is going to be very controversial, I can feel it. But it just feels like, a motion-tween sword animation. You get it? Okay, cool. Want to fight. Vinny, talk to the dog. It looks very floaty. It is a little floatier than Link to the Past, but... I guess that's okay. It's not a Link to the Past. It's not trying to be a Link to the Past. It's something else. It's a little bit, yeah, it's a little loosier. Loosey-goosier. Let's just immediately leave the comfort and safety. There we go. So I think the hitboxes are a little bit strange with the sword. Because where I swing doesn't necessarily translate to cutting down the grass. So this is where you herd goats for the first hour of the game. Secret of Mana? Well, Secret of Mana came out 93. Well, I still want to fight something, and again, people are telling me to talk to the dog. Where did you see the dog? Where was the dog? By your house? Oh, that was like 100 years ago. I don't remember where my house is. Oh, there's the dog. Bow wow, yippee yo, yippee yay. Bow wow wow, yippee yo, yippee yay. The Wild Wild West. Is that a Snoop Dogg reference? People in chat are saying it's a Snoop Dogg reference. I don't remember. It is Will Smith? Oh, I got it right? Awesome. No, it wasn't Will Smith. George Clinton? I guess we were all fucking wrong then. Michael Jordan? Albert Einstein? Nice sprite work, though. Kinda reminds me a little bit of, Seiken Densetsu 3. Slightly desaturated look. Really detailed pixels. Whoa! They grow back. The combat's pretty satisfying. This might be the best game I played tonight, actually. Just initial impressions. Again, I don't know how well these games would hold up over time. I don't know if they have good dungeons, good progression, you know, puzzles, fights. I mean, there's a lot that goes into making a game worthy of being called a Zelda clone. By the way, notice that we never really had the phrase Zelda clone like Doom clone came about. Like, there was no, like, Souls-like type labeling for the Zelda, the games that Zelda inspired. It's just an adventure game. That's all it is, action-adventure game. Okay, here's a silly thing that I'm gonna complain about. I got used to the sword swinging, which has, good hitboxes. The grass was a little weird, but it seems like the hitboxes are way better here. It's kind of weird that there's no sword swing sound effect. Oh wait, there is. It's just really low. It's very light. Never mind. It's just quiet. Oh, that's bad. We don't want to touch that shit. I would have loved this. If I grew up with this, I would have loved this. And it's funny too, because I was looking for games like this. And the Super Nintendo had a great fucking library. But, you know, if you wanted to play a game like this, there's only a couple. This game is rare as hell. Well, I made 0 progress thanks to this waterfall. I'm very proud of myself. Vinny, can we get a full playthrough one day? Probably not. I mean, never say never, but at this point, I'm not thinking about, like, doing a full playthrough of any of these games. I just wanted to check them out. This would be the one that I would do a full playthrough of if I had to choose one so far. I'll keep it in mind, but I can't say yes. But I do like it. Someone said he'll just play Link to the Past randomizer over and over again. Bro. You got a problem? You say it to my face, bro. Not my chat room. And what of it? It's okay, it was, it was in text, but there was no kappa at the end of it, unfortunately, so it meant, they meant business when they said it. And they're right, I happen to love Link to the Past. I like the randomizer quite a bit. Yeah, I do. Just don't expect another Ocarina of Time randomized, because that was a nightmare. Anyway. That one is great. Crusader of Centy. Excellent game. From what I've played. Just those couple minutes. There's a Sonic cameo in the game, apparently. Cool. Well, then there's a game here that's a little bit less Zelda-inspired and kind of more of its own thing. Oh, I remember that.
Do you remember Sega Man? Do you remember Sega Man?
Pretty nice cutscenes. And it stars Cloud. Beyond Oasis. So another game I've never played. Only 3? Alright, so then I'm Elf. So apparently this game, visually, is really known. Like for, it's really well known for its visuals, let me say good words. Wow. Kind of Link's Awakening as a start. Like even a jump command and everything. Look at that walk. Look how smug that is. Welcome back, Luo, playing in the dirt again. Lots of weirdos have been around lately. They're creeping me out. It's like real life screams. They're trying so hard to utilize the sound chip for voices, down to the Sega. You see how fast I can attack? I can go into like yeet mode. Boss is saying yeet.
I don't know who they were, but you were obviously their target.
I didn't read that, but I think it said Western Bagel. Oh, okay. If you rotate the D-pad, you can do a spin attack. It's kind of like how you do a spin attack in Ocarina.
Ah!
Look at that map. Kind of cool, despite the extreme lack of detail. Oh, you can dash. That animation's even weirder. There's a dash attack, too. You can only dash in one direction. It's kind of like the Pegasus boots. I think the games I've been playing tonight are anti-snake. Got a crab walk over there. Kind of a cool gameplay mechanic, though, that you can jump and duck in a game like this. It's not something you see often. Yeah, it's pretty like, the controls are pretty solid. I thought it was gonna be a little looser because of the big sprites, but it seems like they did a pretty good job getting all the hitboxes right. The sword feels fast. The combos are kind of cool. This music, though, holy shit. If you hold down the button, you can do a slash. Vinny, you should play this someday. Well, keep in mind, I just had pretty much every game I've played tonight recommended to be played on a future stream. Keep in mind, I just did a flip. Weapon, items, status. That one is forward, back, forward attack. Oh, okay. So it's like combos and stuff. Wiggle back and forth. Yeah, my Sega playing was limited to going over a friend's house, where I played Sonic and the Aladdin game. I was always upset that the Aladdin game on the Genesis was so much better than the Super Nintendo one. You had a sword in the Sega version, and then the Super Nintendo one you had apples. So even though Sega started like a rivalry in my mind. Sega does what Nintendo don't. Hey losers. Hey losers. You should get like I never responded to that kind of thing. You don't want to be uncool with your Nintendos, right? I mean, I'm paraphrasing, of course, but it's like, well, I couldn't afford a Genesis, so I had to just play my Nintendo stuff. But maybe I wouldn't have grown up disliking Sega if the fucking ad campaigns weren't so, like, gruesome earlier on. Hey, assholes! And then Nintendo got in, you know, on the action, and they started making, like, fucking attack ads, too. Anyway, I'm kind of enjoying this game, but, I want to move on to the next one. Because this is a good game. Are you a crybaby? Because you play your Nintendo or Sega? Get the new Sony PlayStation, motherfucker! It's got explosions, it's got real-life guns! Yes, real-life guns! You aren't a baby, right? So what's next? This game's cool. It says, while this game may not have the scale and scope of some of the other titles listed, what it provides, it does extremely well. Graphics are stunning. Environments, animations, bosses are elaborate and imaginative. Yeah, I mean, I can see that. I can definitely see all that. Now, what else is there? Shining Wisdom on the Sega Saturn. So we're going to the Saturn now.
Sonic. Software planning.
Oh man, look at Sonic. Look at the silhouette. Now compare that silhouette to what you see for the Sonic movie poster. And you clearly realize that we are living in the best timeline. And that 2018/2019 is Sonic's best year yet. Whoa, cutscenes. It's like Final Fantasy VI characters came to life. So, I mean, it's on the Saturn. They're toying with FMVs. This is a 1996 game. That's kind of cool. But, gee whiz, this is boring. I mean, I guess I kind of have to mention Alundra while we're here. Alundra was great. That was a PlayStation game. That was very much like Link to the Past, but taken further. I don't like Alundra as much as I like Link to the Past, but I remember playing it and enjoying it. I say further because it just had a lot of interesting mechanics. It tried to, like, you know, it tried to do Link to the Past on a PlayStation. And it was great. But I never finished it. This is from Camelot, who made Golden Sun and Mario Tennis. What is my name? Mario, I guess? It gave me the first 3 letters. They made Waluigi, Vinny. Camelot made Waluigi. Mario! Mario! Wake up, Mario! Someone said that these visuals look like Golden Sun. I see some similarities in there. Wake up, Chrono. It is me, your mother, Goku. We gotta get into it. I'm gonna be skipping ahead through some of this, of course, till the gameplay kicks in. Have you ever played a Golden Sun? I played the first Golden Sun, I liked it, but I got to the point where I was going through all the towers, and the lighthouses, or whatever they were. I just got bored. I got like 10 to 15 hours in, or maybe even a little bit more than that, I just gave up. It's a shame because I liked it, and I remember really, really wanting to continue, but I just, every time I booted it up, I just got like... I was like, oof. Whoa. Very slow. And movement is very interesting. Music is great. I'm sorry, tell me what you want me to do. It like takes a while to like wind down from a walking animation. Spam the run button, then hit Gramps. Oh, there is a run button, but you have to like spam it. Yeah. It's Mother 3. Don't forget your sword. Of course, I want my sword. That's the trick. I want to at least get the sword in all of these games. Grandpa was just totally... he wanted to be knocked over. Doesn't matter that his hip could be broken, or any of his bones. That's a fucking true friend. That's a true grandpa. Yeah, he twisted his neck. Which, in most cases, would be fatal, but Grandpa's a fucking badass. That's Solo. Hey, if anyone's ever played this, do you know where to get the sword? She told you to go west? Okay, I'm sorry, I'm not here to read. I'm here to lead. No, I'm really not. I'm not, I'm not paying attention to some of the dialogue. Just for the sake of us playing 11 games tonight in a row. Dash attack's the only way to damage enemies without a sword. Okay, well there's fucking Manti. There's hogs. You want to talk about floaty? This game floats. Ding dong, ding dong, ding dong. We all float down here, Puglet. Yeah, I'm not a fan of having to mash the button to run. That is going to get really annoying through a full playthrough. Oh, it got real annoying during Red Dead 2. Don't let me mince my words here. But at least it kind of made more sense, and you could just hold the button and still get a decent run. Which is what I would do. I would just hold the button most times when I was lazy. So, you know, we're off to a bit of a slow start. We got a lot of story leading up to the Zelda-like things.
You all need a happy box. Does anyone here want to be happy? I have a monkey. A silly little monkey. Let him do a dance for you.
So, here's Facade. You have the run, which knocks into Grandpa, which is exactly Mother 3. You're in a town square that looks a lot like Tazmily Village. And the main character is a crybaby. I'm fast forwarding through this. Look how long it's taking. This game likes to take its time. And the protagonist's parents are dead. Vinny, are you gonna play Anodyne? I played a little bit of Anodyne. I thought it was okay. I didn't love it. I think I just didn't play it long enough to love it. But I did have at least good memories of it to the point where I thought to myself, this seems like a game I could like. I can see the proto-Golden Sun elements in this. I don't know if I want to continue playing this to the point where I get my sword. Unless someone knows exactly where the sword is in chat, I'm sure someone's played this. Sword is endgame item. I had it this whole time. Oh no. Oh no, look at that. No! Yes, no, yeah, I don't want to hear more. I don't- no, stop! Do you see the range on the sword? Oh dear god. It reminds me of Lagoon. If you want to talk about a Zelda clone, there's one on the Super Nintendo called Lagoon. And I thought it was good when I was a kid, but I was just always terrible at it. And I thought it was just because I was bad at video games. You go back and play Lagoon, you realize that the fucking sword length is 5 pixels. I've talked about this game on stream several times. It's like 5 pixels in front of you, and you have to, like, pretty much impregnate the enemies in order to hit them. And that, and just the game was like janky and glitchy and played kind of weird. But yet, I might like that better than I like this. So they're going for the graphics approach with this game, and they're doing the, you know, pre-rendered CG sprites. Some of the sprite work is nice, or rather, the environments are pretty nice. The animations are kind of cool. The sword play is not amazing, but it's not terrible either. It's okay. It looks worse than it is, let's say that. And, I don't know. It just took a long time to get going, even though I had the fucking sword the whole time. Maybe I can, show you a little bit of Lagoon. Lagoon gameplay. I don't feel like actually playing through it. So I'm going to show you a little bit of a long play so you can see just how short the sword range is. Kemco made it. Game kind of looks like ass as well, as you'll notice. But yeah, that's the sword's reach. It's like it's a knife, and the whole game it's like that. I remember this part of the game, the very beginning. Look at how much HP you get. Look, that's just what happens in the game. Yeast clone? I remember renting this game several times because I wanted to beat it, but it was just too fucking hard. And it wasn't enough. Even the amount of times I rented it, I still couldn't get past like halfway through. The speedrun is worth a watch. Well, yeah, sure. I'm sure that would be fun to watch compared to like trying to play it yourself. It came out on the X68000 system. What? And it fixed some of the issues you were able to hold the sword out for poking. Oh. So yeah, that was on Super Nintendo. There's a game here called I have a couple more. Like there was a more Zelda influenced game on the Game Gear called Sylvan Tale.
Sega.
There's a tree, it's watching over them, and it's mental. And then there's an uncontrollable urge. I've got an uncontrollable urge to climb the tree. Gets the seed. You must collect the 6 droplets. Good. That's how you start a game. You tell me what to do, and then you make me go do it. Oh boy. I'm getting some Lagoon flashbacks. Man, way back to about a minute ago. Give me a little bit more range than that. Unless this is... well, save. I can push anywhere. The resource I'm using for these games, they go on to say stuff like, you know, there's a link to the Link's Awakening influence in here. I could see it. But, you know, it's also, you know, on more powerful hardware. So, man, this sword thing, I don't know why. Like, if you're gonna copy Zelda, I'm talking to you, Lagoon, I'm talking to you, previous game, I'm talking to you, this game. At least get the sword length right. Make it a little easier for me to hit my enemies. And I'm not a huge fan of the way Game Gear sounds, but I don't hate the music in this so far. The tile sets hurt. Yeah, I guess they kind of do a little bit. I don't know. I guess I need a power to get through there. I saw someone that has, yeah, the grass is crazy. There's someone that has power. Let's see. Nope, you don't have the power. Do you have the power? It's a book. It's bug-eaten. I'll keep it. Okay, so then you have to go and find out who can read the book. Manual. I'm just gonna skip through. I'm gonna overclock my legit Game Gear as it, burns through its 3-hour battery life. Music got a lot more dope. There we go. Okay, now I'm doing something. If anyone's played this game, can you get a better weapon that has, like, more length? Or is it just this the whole time? No one knows, but they're talking about girth. It was worth a shot. I figured, hey, you know what? Maybe someone loved this game growing up. Vinny, no one in the history of the world has played this game. You know who has played it? 866 Fruit! You're just collecting fruit all over. Everywhere there's a fruit. Dungeon. 3D Doc Game Heroes. That's actually pretty great. I played 3D Doc Game Heroes on stream a couple of years back. Game's long. Okay, so... here's one of them wacky dungeons. More fruit to collect. Those 3 wacky digits on the back of the credit card. Kind of more secretive mana in some ways, because it's not like limited to 1 screen per area. But yeah, it's okay. I think this is pretty appropriate for what it's trying to do. Apparently in this game, you can transform into a mouse, a merman. You can dig using a mole suit. So there's a lot of Zelda stuff in here, but then there's a lot of unique stuff. Yep, that's right, you turn into a Mormon. That is correct, chat. So I have a game here called Landstalker. but I can't actually load it. I think I need a bin file for it. Can you confirm, Nary, if you're still watching, if I need to make a bin file for this? Or Q, sorry, .q, C-U-E. The bin is the actual file, but it's not loading properly. So what you usually have to do is, let's try it. I'm gonna edit. I'm gonna like be a hacker man real quick, and I'm gonna try to make my own bin file, a Q file. Excuse me. This probably won't work. Nope, didn't work. Okay, I didn't do it. I didn't get in. That's why we're gonna do a different game next. We're gonna do Linkle Silver. Wait, what? Linkle Liver Story. Yeah, Linkle. There was a Linkle game on the Sega Saturn. Now, son, you may think it has something to do with Linkle from Hyrule Warriors, but it turns out that Linkle was an original character from Sega first. Very interesting.
殺伐とした世界が広がり、永遠とも思われる長い時間が流れていた。ある時、深い海の底に一輪の花が咲く。
Landstalker is a Genesis game, just load it, select Genesis, okay. It was a bin file. I tried to load it as a Saturn game. This old-ass game got a fan translation a week ago. Really? This is sadly not that fan translation. Also, I'd like to inform you that it is now temperature-wise, locally for me, 12 degrees Fahrenheit. We narrowly avoided the snowstorm, but it is now 12 degrees. Oh, okay. Well, it kind of reminds me of The Legend of Mana a little bit, but like more budget. Okay, so it's not a sword. It's a bat. A magic bat. That's what I'm gonna call it. And again, really short range for it. You can roll. Suddenly left trumpet. I like how her arm doesn't exist when I swing in this dimension. Take a look. It's just hand. It's just disembodied hand. Actually, it's like that for all. Oh, alright. So she's Rayman. That's cool then. Still haven't actually got a chance to attack anything, but some of the sprite work is really good. I guess they're just fans of everything out there. I don't know if this game has like a notorious reputation, or you know, if it was just known to be like, oh, this is a great game, it just never got brought over. But, is that a cat? Ma, there's a weird-looking cat! Looks like Grandma, the thing! Looks like a mix of Yoda plus cat. When you spin, the tail does things. Everywhere you look. Gee, that was lovely. I think Jesse and the Rippers did the soundtrack for this, yeah? This son of a bitch is faster than I am. So remember, my character is Linkle, who then went to be a part of the Zelda universe. And that's how she died. Okay, yeah, Landstalker is a Genesis game. A little bit of a mistake there. So apparently this was developed by the people that made, Alundra? I think? Is that what someone said? I mean, it looks like Alundra. A little bit. Massive boots. What if the feet are really small? Chat's going on about the feet, but what if the feet are really small, but the boots are like 4 times the size? So, Super Mario RPG mixed with Zelda? I mean, that's what it reminds me. Obviously, this came out before Mario RPG, with the isometric view. I'm not actually playing this. I don't know. That wasn't extremely apparent. I think the game itself seems pretty high quality, or at least decent quality. I don't know if it's just me, but the choice of colors for some, like, look at the ground. We're only making plans for Nigel. The ground kind of looks like swamp tile. Also, like, some of the repeating backgrounds look like those magic eye puzzles. Okay, now we're on a bird. Climax Entertainment. I'm surprised Climax Entertainment didn't make a game called Bayonetta. I guess Platinum got to it first. Okay, here's the problem I have with isometric games when you have a D-pad that goes left, right, up, and down. Kinda have to hold your controller a weird way. You kinda, you know, you have to hold your controller like diagonal a bit. That's helpful. It's a shame. It's a shame there wasn't a diagonal D-pad. I'm just kidding, please. Don't. I know I'm in the single digits of the IQ, but it's a sonic jump noise. Sorry, my brain is starting to rot. Set in early tonight. It's that Biotopia game I played earlier, probably. I can kind of see myself getting used to the controls, though. And, it does remind me of some of the stuff I liked. So... And apparently this is, the person, D. Swizzy, who made this collection recommended this. Oh, no, I'm sorry. D-Swizzy didn't make this. D-Swizzy made the next collection. Apparently the person that sent me the email who told me about this stuff liked this one. It wasn't on the lists, but, you know, in this game you get 5 golds. What up? Oh, there goes that. Massive feat. No enemies yet. But, you know, got a lot of golds, got a lot of HPs. And now, we're on a raft to the underworld. I like to call it the Thunderworld. Vinny, the only enemy in this game is depth perception. You know what? You're okay, chat member. Wow. Still haven't killed anything. Kill. No. Chickens? Kill? No. Well, it does look like Mario RPG because of the isometric viewpoint, but Mario RPG controlled better. You're limited to just the 4 directions in this one. And it gets confusing. It's, you know, we're getting a little further away from Zelda into more, like, I mean, you have hearts for health and obviously the sword swing. The isometric view definitely sets it apart. It's okay. I'm not really crazy about this so far. Maybe it's just a matter of getting used to it, but apparently there are people that have a lot of nostalgia for this one. You got green elf clothes. You got green elf ear- wait, long elf ears. There's just no fucking enemies in this game. Finally. Just wanted to see if the swordplay was any good. And again, I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about 90% of the time, so if you're using my stream for recommendations, I can do the best I can for what I like, but you might like something different. If you're looking to go back and play a game like this, just do it, enjoy it, and if you don't enjoy it, then stop. I wouldn't play through this game, I don't think. Someone just said, I don't even know who the fuck you are. Who the fuck are you? Someone else said, I'm no talent. No, someone else earlier said, Vinny, why do you have so many viewers? Tonight's game doesn't look like it's worth that much. I think they just joined. It's not like I'm in denial. I think we should fix that. It's an oversight. Sorry, there was an oversight on the part of the viewers. And I guess I have one more. I don't really wish to play this game anymore. We saw it for the sake of, you know, being thorough with each game. You synced it. I have one game left, and this is Magic Knight Rayearth. And I would very much like if my VOD didn't get muted.
This land, this place, the dark tide must be quelled.
Why are you whispering?
I must call them.
Oh, okay. Someone in chat just said you play as John Anime. Oh, Tokyo Tower. Wait a minute. This isn't Hyrule. Do each of these NPCs have unique dialogue? Doesn't Mount Fuji look magnificent? Hey, stop drawing attention to me, you little red-haired freak. I'm store security. We had reports of that clerk over there hassling customers. So I think I started with the most Zelda-like game, and we kind of just drifted away. from each of them. Like, each one got progressively less.
I have an important fencing match tomorrow and we're wasting time here.
Like Zelda.
Oh my, you look lost. Can I help you? Flash, what are you doing here?
Is something wrong?
This cute little mutt is my very naughty dog. I have to catch him before he causes any trouble. Wait! I'll help you! Flash!
I don't even know what to say. I don't even know what to say anymore.
Oh,
How do I
what a
jump off the
darling
tower?
little puppy. I'm so sorry. I don't know what's gotten into him.
Wait, is that my character that I've been playing as? The one with the red hair that's clearly not pink? Slash purple? Oh yeah, same. Oh, okay, that's the same character.
Magic Knights, I summon thee.
Whoa, they turned chibi. Is that how you say it, chat? I'm not gonna piss anyone off for mispronouncing words like that, right? Chibi.
It appears that the Magic Knights have been summoned from beyond the barrier.
We ain't in Tokyo anymore.
And so, the legend becomes an embarrassing reality.
What can they hope to accomplish using these children?
They're so sad. These two strong anime edgemen. They're just sad anime edgemen.
Even if they manage to release Emerald, their power is too limited to be of consequence.
Quite true, my liege.
Of course, we must watch them closely to minimize any chance for surprises.
As you wish.
Oh! What kind of nightmare is this? That hurt!
Since we're all conscious of what's happening, I think we can rule out dreaming.
It was a figure of speech. But whatever.
Like they
We
change.
have to find out what happened. What is this strange place?
It appears we've been blown out of our world and into another.
There was a
thing's for
really
certain.
interesting
This
chart about
isn't
how anime
Tokyo.
you can get a character. And I saw it a while back. It was like, you know, like 10 levels of anime. And then like the 10th level, it was just giant eyes bigger than their heads.
As we were falling, I saw a floating mountain and a volcano in the distance. I noticed that too, though I decided I might be hallucinating.
Look, I'm not in the mood to compare trips. We've got to find a way out of here.
Well, why don't we introduce ourselves first?
Oh, have I showed you guys this image? I think you saw it, but just in case you haven't, there's a theory here. There's a conspiracy theory about anime girls being aliens in disguise. I believe I've shown this on stream once before, but now you know. Spindly limbs.
What?
Admittedly, this is a trying circumstance, but we can at least stay civil.
Vinny, here's the 9 stages of anime. Thank you, chat member. Here it is. I'm afraid you have stage 9 animes. Doctor, what's going to happen to me? Doctor turns away from the patient and speaks in a grim tone. Your Desu has advanced too far. You have less than a week to live.
Introductions seem like a natural starting point. Then we can put our heads together and get out of here.
Count me in.
Then I guess I have no choice. Count me in too.
The fast
My
forward
mother said I
barely
blew
does
out a
anything.
breeze, so I became known as Fu, which means wind.
My friends call me Yumi. I'm 14 in the 8th grade.
What a coincidence. I'm 14 too. My name's Hikaru.
What? You're the same age as me? You look like you're still in elementary school.
Yeah, that's the voice of a 14-year-old, sure.
I must confess that I had the very same impression of you.
Oh, honestly. I quite obviously am substantially more mature than you, Fu.
Foo.
Are you going to bicker all day? Enough! Emma must have made some mistake. You can't
So-
be the legendary
So many
Magic Knight.
cutscenes.
You're just bumbling children.
What do you mean, children? You're more of a child than I am, buddy.
I have lived on this world for 745 years.
That's stage 10 anime.
What? But who are you?
My name is Clef. I am the High Priest of Sephiroth.
Every trope
and your
has
guide
arrived.
in this realm.
Within 10 minutes.
Until you reach the end of your journey together, you cannot return home.
One day I'll figure out how to play this game. Also, I was gonna make a joke about the Powerpuff Girls. I was also gonna maybe mention the Zelda Sages, or the, you know, the Triforce
legendary magic knights have
analogous
successfully
goddesses.
It seems that our precious emerald is not bound as tightly as we'd thought.
Sailor
Our intent
Moon,
must be to
there's another
revive
one.
the ancient machines.
We must have a plan to counter Emerald's activities, Zegat.
Your impudence reveals your age. Master Zaycon knows all.
The ones Emerald has summoned from beyond the barrier are merely children. But now that Clef is guiding them, there may be more cause for concern.
My name is Alucard. Oh my, and I'm here to stop you, Dracula.
That meddlesome priest is the fly in our ointment.
Draculature.
The question is, how do we remove him?
Alcyone,
Yes, Master Zagat.
the time has come for a little child abuse.
What, excuse the fuck
My
me?
pleasure, Zagat.
Excuse me?
This world is known as Sephiroth. You have been summoned by Princess Emerald to fulfill your destiny and save us. Summon Ray Blast.
Holy
What is going on?
smoke.
When Emerald was free, this land knew nothing of danger and suffering. All beings of Sephiroth lived together in peace and harmony, fearing nothing. But now, this world reels as a dark chaos seeks to engulf our very souls. Mutant beasts of unthinkable savagery have consumed our world with fear.
All of this came
man,
about simply
Sephiroth.
because a princess was taken from you?
Yes, Emerald
Zelda
was
was
the
taken.
cornerstone of
Yeah.
all Sephiroth. She alone held the power to keep it in balance. You see, in our world,
So is there a
simple
game?
thought is the most powerful kind of magic.
The Tokyo segment was the only part
And
of the
the
game
soul
that was
pure in
actually
thought
playable, I'm sad
can
to say.
wield more power than the most insidious of evils. Princess Emerald held our world together, quite literally, with her prayers.
But then someone stole her away?
And why would anyone want to imprison her?
Zegat, her most trusted aide, has turned this black deed. His lust for power has pushed him to bind the princess and hold her in darkness.
I can't skip through this, by the way.
Just sounds so
I can only
very
make the text go a little faster,
How can it
but
be
they have to
true?
deliver their voice
Besides,
lines.
What relevance does
It won't
this
let me
have to
skip past
us?
that.
We're not of this world.
Our best soldiers, knights, and magicians have tried and failed to defeat Zegat. The people of Sephiroth simply cannot challenge the strength of his thought successfully.
That settles it. We will become these magic knights and save Emerald for you.
Hey, hold on a minute. What makes you think you can speak for the rest of us, Princess?
It is by Emerald's wish that you have been called to this land. Only by claiming your destiny as magic knights can her wish be fulfilled. And only when that happens will the way home reopen to you.
So in a nutshell, we have no choice. To get home, we must save Sephiroth.
Your destiny is to become magic knights and revive the machines.
Machines?
Can you wield magic?
Yep.
Then show me your skill right now.
We're at Magic Anime Girls.
Maybe later.
I had hoped that you would have at least some magic ability. But no matter. Magic transmission now.
What a rush! I've never felt anything like that. What was it?
I tried to give you some
No
of my
comment.
magic, but it seems that instead, magic has chosen you. Hikaru, close your eyes and feel the power. Can you sense it? The strength swelling within your very soul.
I can feel it. My heart seems ablaze with a sense of purpose.
Who am I? What am I?
That's right. You experience the wellspring of your magic.
What's that?
It appears that Zegat's forces have caught up with us.
What?
Summon Griffin. Get on, quickly.
But what are you gonna do?
I shall stop them from following you. Now go.
That's insane!
There is no time to argue. Go! Look for the machines. Volcano, sea, and sky. The machines are there.
Clef, don't be a fool!
Go east. Precia is there, within the Forest of Silence. Obtain weapons from her
I
and
can't
join
believe. I just can't believe how much there is. Without actually having to play a game.
Well, well, well. It's been far too long, Clef.
You always were a weak-minded follower, Alcio. Your alignment with evil disappoints, but does not surprise me.
And yet I remain grateful to you, dear Clef. With the magic you taught me to master, I can now do things like this! I would expect no less a fight from the best magician in Sephiroth.
If people wonder why I don't have a lot of experience with the genre of anime, I want you to know I don't hate it. But, you know, when you think you know what something is, and you have an image of what it is in your mind, this is what I think so much of it is in the back of my head.
Now you spit in my face by turning the knowledge I gave you to the service of evil.
Ah, yes.
I know it's a bad example.
I still remember
I know how
vividly.
cliche this is.
Pure to the last. But how will she defeat me if I taught her?
But
You
I don't have the
ask.
experience.
Simple. I just call on Zegat. Zegat!
Vinny, listen, even people who like anime hate
As you
anime.
wish, Alcyone.
Oh, okay.
Ha! Those sniveling Magic Knight wannabes are as good as mine now.
Vinny, it's both better and worse than you think.
Alcyone destroys the
Somehow
three
I
emerald
believe you.
summons,
I don't even know what that means, but somehow I
there can
believe
be
you.
no magic knights, and the machines will remain sealed forever. I pray they are strong enough, for soon this stone will overtake me. And the real enemy is much stronger than Alcyone.
I'm gonna give this another 3 minutes. Yes, 3
I'm
minutes.
so worried. I wonder if Clef is all right.
Come on, see the power he had? Of course he's all right. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if he's already
expecting
ahead of us at the Forest
to be
of
able to
Silence.
like play the game and see
What have we here?
if it was like Zelda.
Oh my. It's
Because
a
I was
game
told
of
that this game was like
optimists.
Zelda.
How positively saccharine.
It's a part of the it's part of the list. So you know, I was assuming that it was like Zelda.
Southern Ice Daggers!
Identify yourself!
That is the most adorable show of courage I've yet witnessed. I, dear child, am Alcio.
You! What have you done with Clef?
I hope he's all right.
Is that what's the Pokemon?
Clef is fine. He's far too stubborn to fall
The
to
Fire
someone
Horse
as lame as
Pokemon?
this.
Which one is that?
Ah, such brave words in
Rap-
the face
Rapidash?
of impending doom.
No.
Don't delude yourself. Your little guardian is solid stone by now, kid.
Rapidash.
Liar! I won't believe it.
Rapidash is if it has rabies, right?
No way!
That's an evolution.
Don't worry your pretty little airfield heads.
The
His
fast forward
time had
button
come,
only fast forward
and
like
so
maybe
has
20%.
yours. Ta-ta,
You get like an
little
extra
one,
20%
with
speed,
you
maybe
dies the legend
15%.
of the Magic Knights. Be careful, little one. You wouldn't want to fall off the griffin before I killed you.
Well, you learn how to use magic quickly. Whoa, could this be gameplay?
Pay for this! Ooh, will you pay? This isn't over yet!
I don't believe it, Hikaru!
Nope.
You did it! You really did it!
That must have been the magic Clef was talking about.
Magic? Yes.
I gave it 3 minutes. 3 minutes are up.
That was my magic!
Speaking of Clef, what are we gonna do now? He's been immobilized.
Vinny, my roommate just walked in and now I can't
I won't
explain
believe it until
help.
I see it myself. We must go back.
Oh, okay.
Isn't that rather dangerous?
We can't leave him back there if he's in trouble. What kind of
Just,
person would suggest
just tell them how
that?
much you love anime.
Try to stay calm. Raised voices won't solve our problem. Hikaru, if we go back and find he
Just
is
tell them it's
stoned,
porn.
we don't have the means to
They'll
reverse the
understand.
spell. Besides, don't you remember that Clef told us to save Sephiroth at all costs?
That's right. Going back now would play right into the hands of those wishing to stop us. To save Sephiroth, we must follow Clef's instructions and move forward at any cost.
I know. You're right. We have to press on.
If I remember right, Clef's instructions were that we should head east. Yes, I'm sure of it now. He
Not
said
just
to
some
head
like
east to the
generic
Forest
thing.
of
They won't. They
Silence to
probably
meet
caught like
Vappyvap.
2 seconds of it. They won't,
Wait a
you know,
minute. I wonder
like
if
just
this
some
could be
generic
Forest
thing on
of
the screen.
Silence.
Well, there's only one way to find out.
Say it was a pop-up
Let's
ad.
get moving.
Say you were watching Vinesauce and there was a weird pop-up ad. Like Twitch put a weird ad on his stream. Tricked you.
Brew.
Hello?
Fooled you.
Anybody home?
It seems as if no one
Tricked
is
you.
at home
You
right
thought
now.
there was a game?
Perhaps this isn't even Precia's house.
No game.
Did you see that? The door just opened.
What
have to
kind
stop
of
now.
person leaves their home unlocked? It's not safe.
Well, let's not waste time just talking about it.
You mean go into the house? Isn't that bad manners?
I can't believe they're having a discussion about this. Just go in the
Okay,
house.
Fine. You stay out here with your manners and the monsters, and we'll go in.
Gee,
So that's, you know, you bring with you the other 2 girls, you know, you're playing 3 girls, you know, and then you and then magic and doors and stuff, and then cutscenes. I'm so defeated by this, I don't even feel like playing. Now that I'm in gameplay, I can see how it could be a Zelda-type game. But there's more story, so we're gonna have to watch some more cutscenes and more dialogue, I think. It's Pikachu. Okay. Thank you for watching. This has been Sega Zeldas. There were some good games in here. And some interesting ones. And some unique ones that also almost felt like they were their own game in the action-adventure genre, yet with some potential influence from Zelda. So, I can say that my favorite game of this collection was probably Crusader of Centy and the anime game. No, Crusader of Centy was the best, I think, but there were plenty of other worthy entries worth checking out. I am going to take a quick break, and I'm going to cleanse my brain. And I will be back with some terrible Dreamcast games. Be right back.